Hi, this is Barry from Tryb Solo, and today I would like to show you a game called Wingspan. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of this game. No, I'm joking. I know that this is a very famous game. It was released 3 years ago by Stonemaier Games, and thanks Stonemaier for sending the game for review. I know this is not a new game, but not only new games are cool. There are a lot of really good games out there that are maybe not new, not the latest Kickstarter game found game. There are a lot of cool games that were released a few years ago that are available in retail, and Wingspan is one of them. Wingspan is a game for 1 to 5 players. You can play it solo, you can play it up to 5 players. And this is a game where you are like an ornithologist, a bird enthusiast, and your goal is to gather different birds on your player board in 3 different habitats and to score as many points as you can. You will lay eggs, you will play bird cards, you will gather food, and the whole game takes 4 rounds. So this is mostly a but card collection game, and you will collect different birds, they all have different abilities. There are 170 different birds in this game, so there are there's a lot of content. I will show you how to play Wingspan. I know that a lot of you might have played this game already, but I know that a lot of people are new to the hobby, and you know, every day some people start playing board games, and for them Wingspan may be something that they haven't played or they haven't heard about. So that's why I wanted to make a review of this game. So I will show you how to play Wingspan, and after that I will tell you what I think about this game, what I think about solo mode, and what is my opinion. So let me show you how to play Wingspan. Okay, this is Wingspan. It's set up for a solo play. I will tell you how to play this game in multiplayer, and then I will tell you how Automa works and how you can play this game solo. When you play solo, the rules for you as a player are exactly the same as in a multiplayer game. And so again, I can tell you how it plays. Each player gains a player board with 3 different habitats, and in the game you will play bird cards on specific habitats. So you will score more points and you will activate different special abilities. In this game you have birds, and they are most important, and you have a lot of different birds in the deck, and you start with some cards in your hand, and you can play these birds on your player board in different habitats. Each bird has a lot of different icons, but they are not very complicated. This is the habitat the bird wants to live in. Here is the type of food you have to pay to in order to play this card on your board. This is how many victory points you will get at the end of the game, and this is the type of nest the bird has, how many eggs it can lay on itself, and this is the wingspan of the bird, and there are some activities, special abilities. Some abilities are used when you play the card. It says when played. There are brown abilities when they are activated when you make a specific action on the player board, and there are pink abilities that can be triggered between your turns. Each player, apart from the player board and some starting birds and some starting food, also gets some goal cards. You can play with hidden card or like an open card. It's up to you how you choose to play the game. And these are some special requirements for you. And if you, for example, here you have to collect birds with wingspans over 65 centimeters, and if at the end of the game you have 4 to 5 such birds, you get 3 victory points, and if you have 6 plus birds, you get 6 victory points. So the goal cards tell you more or less which type of birds you should try to acquire and play in your habitat to score more points. There is food. There are 5 types of food, and you can get the food tokens and you have to pay them to play specific birds. You have beautiful plastic eggs, and there is an action that you can lay eggs, and you put these eggs on different birds on your player board, and then you have to pay the eggs to play some birds, but also the eggs give you some victory points at the end of the game. You have this beautiful bird feeder, and it works like a dice tower, and you have this type of dice. When you pick a die from the dice tower, from the bird feeder, you take specific token, food token, to your player area. And this is a worker placement game. You have this this wooden cubes, and at the start of the game you have 8 cubes, and each round you have 1 cube less, and you have 4 actions in this game that you can take. You can play a bird, so you can play a bird from your hand. You have to pay the cost with in food, the cost with eggs, because it depends in which row you want to play the card. The first row you don't have to pay any eggs, but in second and third row you have to pay 1 egg to play a card, and in the fourth and fifth row you have to pay 2 eggs in addition to the food that you have to pay to play the card. You can gain food, and then you take 1 die from the bird feeder, and then you take the corresponding food token. You can lay eggs, so you put eggs on the bird of your choice from your player board, and then you can also draw bird cards, so you have more cards in your hand to play. You can either pick cards from the deck, or you can take one of the cards from the bird tray from the market, but there are always 3 cards visible, so you can take one of these cards. So you only have 4 different actions that you can take. But the cool thing is that the more cards you have on your player board, the more powerful the actions are, because when you want to make an action, to play an action, you take one of your cubes and you place it on the rightmost open space. So if I would like to take the gain food action, I will put my wooden cube here, and now I will take 2 different cubes from the bird feeder. If, let's say, I have 1 more bird here, then I will put my cube here and I will get 1 more. So I take the food token, and then I move my die, my cube, to the left, and each bird with brown ability activates. So if I have a lot of birds, there is a chance that I will get a lot of things, like here I will get 4 eggs, 3 different cards, 3 food die, but I also activate all the birds that are on the left of my cube. So this is like an engine that gets better and better each round. You play the game for 4 rounds. There are also there is this round tracker here, and each round there is a goal token. They are randomized each time you play the game. So these are some bonus tiles that tell you how you can score additional points, and the player with, for example, here most eggs in this type of nest or most birds in forest scores additional points, because at the end of the game you will get points for birds that are on the player board, for bonus cards, for end of the round goals. You will also get points for eggs that are on your birds, and sometimes there are food or birds under other birds, because there are some, let's say, carnivorous birds that can eat other birds as well. And then you stack the cards under it. After 4 rounds you calculate the points, and the player with most points wins the game. And if you play against Automa, Automa is very simple to use. It doesn't have any player board, you don't have to worry about food token. Each round, there is this round tracker for Automa. Each round, each turn, Automa takes one of the card from the Automa deck. You shuffle the deck, you take one card, you put it on the Automa round tracker, and you check which ability Automa activates. In this case, Automa will get one egg. If it will be round 2 with the same card, Automa will get one bird and will put one cube on this end of the round bonus tiles. And this is really cool because each card has a few different abilities for Automa that activate depending on the round. And Automa also has a goal card, and it will score points for birds that eat this specific type of food. Automa can get X, and X will give Automa points. Automa can get cards, either face up or face down, and you have 3 different difficulty levels, so it's really cool and really simple to use. But Automa is also quite difficult opponent, especially on the higher difficulty levels, so it's really fun to play against Automa. And this is more or less how you play Wingspan. Now let me tell you what I think about this game. The Wingspan is a really good game, and even though the theme of this game, I mean birds, is not something that I'm interested in, for example, and I know that a lot of people may not be interested in birds, but apart from the theme, this is a really good game and really fun game. The rules are quite simple, and this is a game that you can really introduce new board gamers to, because you basically, as you have seen in the previous part of this video, you have basically 4 different actions. You can play a card, you can get new cards, you can get food, or you can lay eggs. So you basically have 4 different actions, not a lot. But thanks to all the cards, different birds, different abilities, different combos, and the more birds you have in a specific habitat, the more powerful your actions are. This is really fun, and even for like hardcore board gamers or people that are, you know, like more advanced games, Wingspan is still, I think, fun. I've played it with people that, you know, prefer heavy Euro game, or, you know, like miniature game, dungeon crawlers, and they liked Wingspan, so I think this is a game that everyone likes. I like the number of different cards, the number of goal cards that you can, you know, achieve, different birds. The artwork is amazing in this game. You have 170 unique cards, and every card has a different illustration. And this is Stonemaier Games game, so you have great production quality. You have plastic boxes for eggs, for food tokens. You have a beautiful bird feeder that works also as a dice tower, where you throw your dice. The dice are beautiful, they are made from wood, and the card stock is really good. You have this bird tray where you can store your cards, but also display the birds that are available to take for players every turn. So the production quality is great. The rules are very simple, and, you know, it's easy to learn this game. And it's not a surprise for me that Wingspan is has won a lot of awards and is high on the Board Game Geek rank, because it's just a, you know, good game. You may like birds or not, just, you know, play it, try it, go to a, you know, board game coffee shop or something and play it, and try it for yourself, even if you think birds are not your thing. As for a solo mode, the solo mode is cool. You play against Automa, and you know, maintenance and Automa turns are very simple, because Automa is using a deck of cards, and every Automa turn you just take one card, you do what the card says. Automa can take bird cards. It can, you know, basically take X or compete with you for the end of round goals. But playing with automa doesn't, you know, distract you, because you can think what to do in your turn. Then there's automa turn, and it's like, you know, 15-20 seconds. You just take one card, do one action for automa, and then you are back to your turn. So this is really cool. I like games where you don't need to spend half of the game time using automa, but I like games with automa that you can win or lose against, and not only play against your own score. So automa is here, 3 difficulty levels, solo mode is really fun. Thank you for watching this video. I highly recommend Wingspan. There are already 2 expansions. I think the 3rd expansion will be released this year probably. So a lot of content for this game. Visit me on Instagram, visit me on Twitter, on Facebook. I will leave links in the description of this video, and click like if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel to, you know, watch more movies about some cool board games that can be played solo. So thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.